Hi, it's just after dinner and I'm going to make some tea. And since I'm making some tea, so I just make a quick video to show you how my daily tea time, okay? So maybe I just explain a little bit. It is normally after dinner I drink puer tea, or in Cantonese we call it puer. We call it old man tea, meaning that is suitable for old people. And someone comment in my Instagram saying that like she's not able to sleep after drinking puer tea. Is that like puer tea is like pricing of puer tea is a basic concept of the quality, and is the concept of the aging, like just like when you drink red wine, if a new red wine when you drink is very punching, even though it's fruity, but it's very punching and the alcohol is very strong and things like that. Like not all tea like this, it's only puer tea. Like if you like oolong or something like that those kinds of tea cannot be aged, okay? Just like beer, you can't age a beer. It's not taste good, okay? And and the health benefit is not there. So for puer tea, like for myself, like they have two type. One is the we call it raw tea. One is already cooked one. It's so-called sok, sang and sok, two type. Raw, and meaning that is after the process they didn't artificial age the tea, okay? So time will be consumed. If natural aging tea, puer tea, is costs a lot, but it all depends on like how old is the tea. For average is about 200 something Hong Kong dollars. I normally get about 200 something dollars for this, or you call it as a cake. Okay, but today I'm not going to explain too many, otherwise it will be too long, okay? And it will be very hard. And if a good quality one, this one is not expensive one. It's just is about at least 10 years old already. If the puer tea, if it's too young, when you drink it you will feel like bitterness, even though you might feel taste like fruity or like some kind of like tree, like oak kind of taste, but we don't really want that one. So just like when you have good red wine, is when you have a sip, the wine in your mouth is very smooth and thick. Same as puer tea, you are expecting to have that kind of quality. When you have a sip, the tea in your mouth is smooth. If you feel like a bitterness, that means the tea is not ready to drink, okay? So because I have something for boiling water, but I don't like this one, is because the it's only contain maybe 500 ml in this pot that you can boil each time. But and also the first things we have to do is to rinse the teacup and teapot, or if you use what you call a teacup, teapot, Then you have to warm it up first. And also, different teapot is for different type of tea. And for puer tea, we prefer using a thicker, like the body of the teacup is more thicker. They have some is thin and things like that, okay? Because different tea also consume, except like when you brew it, you have to use different temperature to brew your tea. Like most of the Hong Kong people, old Hong Kong, they like, we call it 一盅兩件, like in the dim sum time, like the breakfast for them. And when you go to the restaurant, we call 飲茶, as you know. Yum cha is the actions of drinking tea, okay? But we also describe as where we are going to. We always say like 水滾茶靚. That means water is boiling, the tea is good. Because most of the tea we are drinking is puer tea, like most old Hong Kong people. But now it's a different story. And it's easier for me to show it in this kind of cup. And also, if you visit Hong Kong and one of the old restaurant called Lin Hang, or the very well-known one is Lok Yu, where I used to go when I younger, but I didn't use this kind of tea set. You know, kids don't really know. But you can see like this I use very often, is even cracked already and chips, but I still using it is because it's not easy to find one that is suitable for myself. And I don't know where's the base are already. It's come in the base. Okay, it's just like in the old days why it has a plate. It is when you hold it, you hold the base, and then you take away the tea leaves, and then you just drink it like that. But what we do is now we use teacups. This is my favorite teacup for puer tea because it is big enough. I like big sip of tea. The water is boiled. What I do is first I rinse, but maybe I tilt the camera so you can see what I'm doing, okay? Okay, see, it's easier. I just use half of the water because I just need the procedure of warming up. Nothing fancy, I don't do fancy stuff, okay? Because this is what we do. You can see the water is just good for 2 cups. And now my tea leaves. And if you want to break the big chunks, that you have to use maybe a butter knife or something to break it. I have one is very aging one, is maybe more than over 10 years. That is very loose and easier to break already. But this one is not, because this one is the cheap one. So I just put the tea leaves here. If you have problem slipping, it's because your tea is not ready to drink, it's not aged enough. Just like the wine is too young to drink. Okay. And because of nighttime, and if the aging puer tea, the aged puer tea is they have some I read in the Chinese one, I'm not sure in the English one whether they have this information. So I just pour the water away. That's why we need to have the tray, or if you see my Instagram, or maybe I put it on the side. If you don't have any of that, you can use it. You can see that I pull the the water very high because I want the water to circulate. You can see it's the bubbles. Puer tea is not too bad, like to have those bubbles. But if you do what you call the tikunyam or oolong, you can see a lot of bubble coming up and dirt. So this is a rinse. Some people will think it's a waste and they try to drink it. Okay, you can see the color is very nice, this tea. We call it like has a concept because Gou Chong Dai Zam, meaning that like when you pour the water in the tea, you pour high, from high above. But when you pour water using the high positions to pour into the teacup. But when you pour the tea out, lower Dai Zam. Okay, even though you're using a teapot, you do it like this. But when you rinse, put the water in, you use very high, so the water, the tea leaves can be turned around in the teacup or the teapot. So you can see how I hold my cups. Is you use your index finger to hold this nib. That's why a very weird cover holder is not for this purpose, because you're not able to hold like this. It's a 3-point balance. So you pour the tea like this, you can see all the tea is out, just the tea leaves now. So, and you can see the color is in between these two tea. This one is stronger because I steep a little bit longer, and this is not as strong. And a good tea you can brew about maybe at least 5-6 times. And the more you brew it, that means it's not as the same as the, hold on, let me adjust. Chinese tea is not the same as green tea or like black puer tea. We consider is black tea, which you can brew 5, 6, 8 times. And also a good we call it tikunyam, tekwanyin. Also a good one also can brew at least 6 times. I'm reboiling the water, so I'm ready to do the next batches. Actually, we call it puer tea. We call it something like a medicine. Is remove your body, like if you eat something very fatty, this will help. And also puer tea is not too strong to, you know, if you got very weak stomach, always have like stomach pain or things like that, I recommend this tea for you rather than green tea or oolong and things like that. Those are too strong. Okay, that's it for my quick tea concept. Hope you find it interesting. So next time, if you still have questions about puer tea, you give comments, so I will show you my tea collections. Bye bye.